Peace. Welcome again to episode 4 of Foundation. Today our topic is going to be what is hadith. Okay, let's start. What we will talk about: what is hadith, documentation, influence of hadith, hadith in the modern world. What is hadith? Hadith means a conversation, but root word of it is hadath, an occurrence or event. Also is a similar word to tahdith, an update. First meaning, hadith is an Arabic word which literally means statement, talk, story, conversation, or communication. Second meaning, hadath, occurring event that people have witnessed past it by honesty, or like a trial or some sort of event, or yeah. So anyway, third meaning is tahdith, something you update with. General meaning is a form of Islamic oral speech containing the purported words, actions, and approvals of the Prophet Muhammad. Each hadith is associated with a chain of narrators later on documented by scholars. Documentation. If they documented it after nearly 150 or to 200 years, how were they able to document it accurately? What was the method? Now, before we start, evidence 1, people's profile was poet writers, and so they were not illiterate. Evidence 2, the story when the ants eaten the poster announcement of the Kaaba when the Muslims were persecuted back in Quraysh. Then evidence 3 is there's an incident when they wrote letters to the neighboring countries. Therefore, people back then used to read and write. Next. Documentation. Documentation was initially started with notes taken by the people attended messengers' lectures, recorded every event, incident, order, trial, and teaching. Chain of narrators. Chain of narrators that passed notes. Now, as you can see, the first top row at the yellow were the people who had taken notes, and with their groupings, of course. They were taught, or like they're the ones who attended personally the lectures and events or incident order trials that happened back then. That's the first line in the yellow. You can see that with the one that starts with Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, and then and so on, and ends with Abu Hurairah. So anyway, these people passed notes to later on some generations. Okay. And these are just the first 3 generations that passed notes, but there are still like a longer list that you will find at Wikipedia. Anyway, so next will be 3. Documentation, still documentation, compilation, and collection. Okay, so compilation and collection done by Muhammad al-Bukhari school, a traced chain of narrators, made profile background check, copied notes from those memorized hadith, and of course, like, it went through, as I remember that I read from Wikipedia, that it went through 3 phases, that he made a background check that those who memorized the hadith, that whether their memory was really good or at hadith or whatsoever. Anyway, so at the end of his career, he collected 600,000 hadith by the end of his career. He's also one of those that documented the supposedly, yeah. Documentation summary. Chain of narrators were traceable from reliable source, and if you check on each profile of the narrators, they each had a significance. During Islamic Golden Age or Abbasid era scholars, they were able to compile narrations, eliminating any false statement approximately after 200 years. Top credited compilation of hadith collection for reference is Muhammad Ismail Ibrahim al-Jufi al-Bukhari school. Can refer to the number of hadith without having the trouble of tracing the chain of narrators. Search for Bukhari to know methods. Later on, scholars sorted his collection by type from the current school. Next, influence of hadith to the modern world. When you hear news from routers, that means its credibility is unquestionable when it passes statement, event, or whatever to the followers. When you get a degree from Oxford, that means its credibility is unquestionable. When the government makes a statement or executes an order, okay, so this is also similar, one of the hadith influence to the world. Also, trials being recorded at any courtroom, and this is also one of the influence of hadith. Next will be hadith in the modern world. Department of Education. Okay, let's start with like I just sorted it out of the functioning of departments in a government. Okay, so I just took like Department of Education as okay, let's start. Department of Education, responsible in directing colleges and schools, which they are responsible to inform staff and pupils. Now, of course, they have a lot, many other responsibilities, such like they do what you call this, like they evaluate the curriculums, they add and remove some subjects and whatsoever. Anyway, some countries, they utilize pupils to collect emergency funds or emergency boxes in case of natural disaster or whatsoever. Department of Broadcasting, responsible of directing announcements, news, events, statements. Department of Foreign Affairs, responsible in the affairs outside the border, from news or whatsoever, etc. Alright, so that's it. Again, thanks for watching.